Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me for this show is Devashish Sen. Shoumik Chakrabarti and Rohit Juglan will join us soon, but another blockbuster batting performance out there by Virat Kohli. Back-to-back centuries in this ODI series, complemented by another century by Ruturaj Gaikwad, who has just debuted in the last game. So, if you really look at it, this is some incredible batting performance out there by the Indian batters. And in the end as well, Ravindra Jadeja made sure to top it off with some boundaries and sixes. And India stands now at 358. So South Africa need 359 runs to win. Devashish, at this point, too many runs on the scoreboard. There will be scoreboard pressure. Do you think South Africa can do this?
I would say it will be very difficult for South Africa, but obviously one factor that might go against India is there will be a lot of dew, because I was here listening to the live commentary, and Ravi Shastri in during that live commentary reckons that the dew here in Raipur will be much more than what it was in Ranchi. So that is one area where the Indian bowlers will face the challenges, particularly to grip the ball. But if you ask me, it as you rightly said, it will be scoreboard pressure. 359, 9 out of 10 times to होगा ही नहीं. So I think India will have their tails up in sealing the series in this match.
100%. But let's talk about Virat Kohli. We'll talk about South Africa a little bit later when the others join us as well. But Virat Kohli, the intent is clearly there, the fitness is there, the form is there. There's nothing that you can possibly say about Virat Kohli. At this point, it looks like he can play cricket for another 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely. What an Indian! I would say that very left in Ranchi. He carried on from there. Means what an incredible knock, and also and don't not to count out the knock he played in Sydney as well. So he has been in a purple patch, I would say, and that one shot that will stay with me for some time now is that when he walked up and just hit Marco Jansen over long on. Means that reminded me of a Harish Rao. That is Virat Kohli when he and and fitness, the hunger to take the singles into doubles, incredible, and I would say it is one of the best knock. It was one of the best knock of Virat.
I can't believe what I'm reading, but I just went on social media for a little bit. Not that any of us take social media seriously, but there are people who are saying that India is 15 to 20 runs short, Debashish.
You require another 50-20 runs. Obviously, South Africa already gifted India 15 runs. So clearly, South African bowlers were a lot erratic. They bowled a lot too many white balls at the start. So I think, but I think once Gaikwad and Virat were out, I think that there was a phase when it was a very good comeback. Because at one point of time, 257 for 3, 275 for 4, 284 for 4, then it looked like India will just race past that 375 mark. But yes, I would say that at that phase of time, it was a good comeback with a good slow ball by Lungi Ngidi. But at the end of the day, I would say South Africa definitely would rue the opportunity. They could not capitalize losing the toss, winning the toss, Gargi. Means that is what means obviously winning the toss, and after you got Yashasvi Jaiswal again trying to go for a adventurous shot and just holding out. So I think India is just one feet forward from clinching the series.
Ruturaj Gaikwad as well, going out there and getting that 100. I think it was very important for Ruturaj to sort of give that cementing performance because he's been doing really well in domestic cricket. And, finally getting that chance, even if not at his preferred position, even if it is at number 4, he had to do enough to keep his place in the team, and this will definitely have a very positive impact on the selectors and the team management as well, that he is ready to take on that responsibility. Otherwise, people would have just said that he performs in domestic matches and then cannot convert the same or cannot transition to international well. But this is good signs for Ruturaj Gaikwad.
100% Gargi means absolutely, and he grabbed the opportunity with both hands. Means obviously he missed out in the first ODI at Rachi, but remember he is basically is an opener, and to him to bat at number four and the manner in which he paced his innings, except for that first delivery that he faced from Marco Jansen, which he just kind of tried to avoid it, but the ball went to the boundary. But I think overall it has been a brilliant knock. What to say means how to put it means obviously absolutely an incredible knock, and it would do a world of good for Rituraj, not just his confidence but also it will augur well for India going forward. Means and one thing that I can say is that uh, it, perhaps maybe it is time now to try Ruturaj Gaikwad in other formats as well. Means he has that quality, he has that temperament to do well across the format.
Absolutely. Before we get to talking more about Virat Kohli, Ruturaj Gaikwad, and that final over where South Africa conceded 18 runs, let's also talk about the opening pair, Debashish, Yashasvi Jaiswal. Do you think at this point it's a problem? We were talking off screen, off the record, and we were saying, what is the communication at this point? What is the Indian management telling Yashasvi Jaiswal? Because we're not seeing any big totals from the young batter in the recent past. Even if it's Test cricket, we haven't seen much of an impactful innings from him, and he's gotten out in ways that you wouldn't want to see him get out. So, what do you think at this point is going on? Do you think the management has it clear when it comes to Yashasvi that go out there and play fearless, play your natural game, and we have your back? Is that what the
I,
communication must be like?
Yeah, Gargi, I would also say so. I would also say so. Until and unless you have that freedom to express yourself, go out there, because you have the luxury of a Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, a KL Rahul, a Ravindra Jadeja, and that's a power pack batting lineup. And you are playing at home, and these are ideal batting conditions. So initially, I think maybe what to say that the directive has been to just go out there and to try and hit every ball, and that is what Yashasvi Jaiswal has been doing. Yes, unfortunately, he is not getting much runs, but uh, you know what? When Shubman Gill comes back, he will again find himself back in that reserve bench. So that is what baffles me, because these are ideal conditions for batting. If you play those few overs initially, then I think these are ideal conditions to make a mark. Obviously, he has only played 3 ODIs in his career so far. So I think this 3 ODI or one-day series would have been a great platform for Yashasvi as well. But I think he is letting go that opportunity, because when Shubman Gill comes back, automatically you can see him opening batting. So I think clearly, but as you rightly said, Gargi, I would like to again reiterate the point that perhaps he has been given that luxury to go out there and expresses himself. So that might be the reason, because it was totally uncalled for, the ball with which he got out. Yes, last match in Ranchi, it was a great delivery from Marco Jansen, taking an edge and going back to the. But today, our bouncer, he tried to whack and getting caught by Corbin Boss. I think that was uncalled for. But as I said, that I think he has been given that freedom, that clarity of mind, just to go out there and play aggressive shots right from the word go.
How does that help the Indian team is what I'm wondering, because uh, we've not been getting many big knocks from Yashasvi Jaiswal, but I'm trying to understand here what the point is with Yashasvi Jaiswal batting like that, because at one point he needs to get put a price on his wicket. Otherwise, there are many batters still waiting in the wing to come and readily replace him.
Yeah, absolutely. But see, once again, I am what I've pointed out is that until and unless you have the, until he is given that luxury by Gautam Gambhir and the team management, if Gautam Gambhir wants Yashasvi to play in the manner in which he is doing, I think no problem for him, because he will have that luxury. If he misses out, also he will keep his position in the side, and that is what you want. Means obviously you don't want that suddenly people start saying that he got out, he played a reckless shot, he is not his temperament is not up. But I think there's a thin line, because I think there might be a clear message, clear clarity of thoughts as far as Yashasvi is concerned. I think the team management wants Yashasvi Jaiswal to play in the manner. But if that is not the case, then I'm sorry. Then he's just missing out the opportunity to what to say, to tick the boxes. And I think in the long run he might find himself in the reserve bench and perhaps not cementing his place in that batting order.
Someone here is saying that opening batting, Gill and Rohit are better. All right. Um, Viraj More is saying what a complete waste of time it was to burden Rohit and Virat with management pressure. Was it even needed? Bharat Ramraj has also joined us. Bharat, what a show once again put on by Virat Kohli. Ruturaj Gaikwad as well, batting very, very well. That was, as we said earlier in the show as well, that was a performance that was needed from Gaikwad. But your thoughts looking back on Virat Kohli's innings?
Yeah, you see, Virat Kohli in ODI cricket, I've said it many times, he never seems to be out of form. Maybe there was a small period somewhere in 2020 when he looked short of form in New Zealand. But other than that, he's never really been out of form. Yes, went through a period when he couldn't get 100 in certain ODIs in 2022 or on those lines. But he's someone who's a run machine in this format. I think he's a king in ODI cricket. He understands how to pace an innings. I think that is the main factor in ODI cricket, because what happens, you just brought up somewhere Jaiswal's name as well. I think that has gone against Jaiswal, someone who's played a lot of T20 cricket, and in Test cricket you get a lot of attacking fields, and that is when you can just uh, come out all guns blazing, because you won't get caught in the boundary line. But what happens in ODI cricket is, if you try to play too many shots, you would end up getting caught because in the boundary, because the fields are a lot more defensive. I think that is where Kohli is really, really good. He understands how to play in certain conditions. For example, today the pitch was on the slightly on the slower side. So if you notice, in his first 80, 90 runs, he hardly played a stroke. Maybe he played once, a couple of strokes in the air. Otherwise, he was just playing very quite straight, and he was looking to play very much through the ground. He was not looking to play aerial shots. So yes, he's basically a run machine. Just understands how to play ODI cricket, and if he keeps going like this, who knows? In the next 30 ODIs, 30 odd ODIs, he might even score 13, 14, 15 ODI hundreds. And perhaps there's a very, very outside chance, I would say. Very, very outside chance of catching up with Tendulkar, the kind of form that he's showing in ODI cricket.
Let's take some
I said
comments.
in terms of, just wanted to add that I said in terms of 100 international hundreds. People then would take it as something else. That's
Yeah. Suman Avasti here is asking, great knock by Ruturaj. Kohli and Gill disappointed with Washington. Gill? How did Gill disappoint you? Okay. Great knock by Ruturaj and Kohli. I'm trying to understand. But anyway, disappointed with Washington and Jaddu, could have easily scored
Absolutely.
375 to 380.
Yeah, I would also say so. Means clearly India could have reached up, set a target of 375 plus. Means given the way at one point of time there was a phase when that the run rate was around 7.5. Means never did it tip down to 7.5 or 7, and then all of a sudden after those 2 wickets of that of Ruturaj and Virat Kohli, then suddenly there was a phase when Ngidi and other South African bowlers started to make some sort of comeback. But again, credit should be given to KL Rahul once again, coming in at number 5. Or obviously there was a promotion in the batting order today, but I think he has played a brilliant knock as well. Means back-to-back 50s for him as well, and and this obviously he has always been leveled, that he at times he doesn't score, or he doesn't rotate strike, or there has been numerous talks about his strike rate, but that has not been the case in the last 2 1 days. So I think KL Rahul has been superb, both with the bat and as well with his captaincy. But yes, so it will be interesting. I think with so much of talent and potentiality, I think that augurs well, Gargi, to leading up to the 2027 World Cup.
Okay, Suman Avasthi meant KL, not Gill. But I think
KL has played a brilliant knock.
As
I
per
think
Indian
so.
cricket fans, they're always disappointed with KL Rahul, I think.
No, I don't think I don't see how KL could have done anything differently, because you have to give a little bit of credit to South African bowlers as well. They pulled it back brilliantly at the death overs. So it's not as if, they were bowling terrible lines or something like that. But at the end, in the final over, both Ravindra Jadeja and KL Rahul did as much undoing as they could do of the pressure that was built in those death overs. So they did their best. And South African bowlers were bowling really well in the death overs. All right. True Wicket is saying Jaiswal got dismissed for the 16th time against left arm pace in international cricket. Significantly, he averages only 23 against this type of bowling, as against 43.62 right arm pace. Bharat?
I guess I talked about it. Debashis also perhaps remembers in the live show before the match that he has a problem against left armers. So some curious reason, I still have to find it out. But when it comes to right arm seamers or right arm paces going across Jaiswal, he gets beaten a lot more. But when it comes to left armers, maybe it's a different angle. That's why he doesn't get beaten or he gets out. So there are three, 4 ways that he's been getting out left armers. So left armers tend to go slightly wider of the crease. They try to tuck him up for room. So if he tries to play cut stroke, he could still be getting out with an outside edge to the keeper, because the bowler is coming from slightly wider of the crease. So the outside edge could still come into play. If he's trying to play pull stroke, again, he's tucked up for room because of the inward angle that's Jensen, Berger, and all these guys are trying. Inward angle, the occasional wobble ball, which will come into the left-hander. So again, tucked up for room, he could be out on the pull stroke. And there's other way to get him out as left armer, which Stark showed it. That is to go fuller. And again, if you're bowling from slightly wider of the crease, you can get a batsman who's very much a backfoot player out driving. So yes, he's been troubled by left armers. And also, I think it's a fact that in ODI cricket, he perhaps doesn't understand the template of ODI cricket, and that is basically because he's not played enough of list A cricket. So maybe he feels that he has to play stroke every ball, but in ODI cricket, you still have to play 300 deliveries, and also the fact that the fields are very much defensive, unlike in Test cricket. So if you try to play too many strokes in ODI cricket, then you could be caught somewhere on the boundary line or in the deep.
Anirban Bose is asking, question to Gargi and Debashish. Ruturaj Gaikwad looked in good touch in the first ODI. He was unfortunate. But is he a batter that India should look beyond ODI with his ability to handle spin? In fact, Debashish was just making that point.
Yeah,
Debashish was
absolutely. I
just
did
yeah.
make it a point that he could be easily tried in other formats as well. He's too good a player to be left out, and given his quality of playing spin bowlers, means we saw what during that Test series, means obviously Indian batters faltered, but I think someone like a Ruturaj Gaikwad coming in at that middle order, I think that will lend more solidity to that Indian batting. If you ask me, I'm not talking about T20 cricket, Gargi. Immediately he can be drafted in the Test format, and that is what it will be interesting whether in the long run he gets an opportunity to play in the longer format, because India in recent past have tried so many players, so many of them. But I think obviously it is now time to try someone like a Ruturaj Gaikwad, because is going through a purple patch of form. Means he has just scored runs in domestic cricket, 17 list hundreds, and now to top it up, his first maiden ODI 100. And that is the time. This is the time to get in. This is the time. But unfortunately, India doesn't play Test match cricket until August next year. So I think it will be interesting as to what the selectors are thinking with regard to with regard to KL Rahul.
Yes. More not disappointed with KL. Brilliant knock by Ruturaj, Virat, and KL. Okay, because you need to use your uh, commas and full stops well, Suman Awasthi. Okay. He's also saying, I really like to see Rituraj bat against spin. I find him very good against spin. He is good against spin. And I was just about to say that. Shreyas Iyer is also someone that I would put in a similar category when it comes to playing against spin. Okay. Where do you fit him in the ODI squad when India gets Gill and Shreyas Iyer is back in the side? Now that's the question. That's the problem of plenty. Bharat, what do you think? Once Gill is back, does Ruturaj still have a place in the team?
Yeah, Gill will be back, then Jaiswal will go. That is for sure because he understands the template of ODI cricket much better. But the second one is a tougher one. If you really ask me, I think Gaikwad, as I noted even 4 5 hours ago, that when I saw him play against Himachal Pradesh in 2018, I felt like this player is perfect for ODI cricket because he understands the template, he understands when to ramp up in terms of his strike rate. And Shai Sir also is a pretty good player. So it's very difficult. But if you genuinely ask me, I know I will upset a lot of Shai Sir fans sometimes. Shai Sir's fans have also said I support him, and some others have said that I'm a PR of Shai Sir, but maybe I'm going to upset Shai Sir's fans somewhere because I feel that somewhere I feel that Rudraj Gaikwad has a very small edge even over someone like Shai Sir if you look at his potential. But having said that, Iyer played some really good knocks in the Champions Trophy, and it would be unfair on Shai Sir if you go and drop him. So if Shai Sir comes back to full fitness, if and when he comes back to full fitness, definitely Shai Sir I think will get into the 11, get back into the 11. But having said that, I think Ruturaj Gaikwad in ODI cricket, in list cricket as well, he is just a player of very high class.
Okay, let's check if I've missed any super chats and any comments. Otherwise, we can close the show because the game will start soon. I don't think I've missed anything, but let's just go through this. Okay, Adesh Kumar Chaudhary is saying collapse loading for South Africa, 112 all out. King Kohli is the greatest of all time. By the way, Bharat and Devashish sir are great analysts of cricketing dictionary, OG Rev Sports. Lovely. But Devashish, are you seeing a collapse? Maybe not a collapse because you can't undermine
No.
this South African batting line.
I'm fancying South Africa to go for it. Yes, eventually they might not successfully chase the target, but definitely they have the firepower. Given that amount of dew, it will be a major concern. But clearly, with the batting firepower, I think South Africa. I would see them scoring see them score past 300. I'm not saying that they will chase the target, but definitely they have the potential to at least go past 300.
Oh, my bad. I was on mute. Do you think another down the wire match is loading for South Africa, Bharat?
Oh, 2 times in a row, I'm not very sure. I understand you will come into play, but sometimes what happens is when a team gets 350, 360, 370, kind of team batting second would be mentally somewhat down. That can happen on occasions. We saw even with South Africa what happened to them in England in the third ODI when they were chasing some 380, 400. They collapsed. It happened to them against Australia as well in one of the games recently. Again, they were chasing 350 odd. They collapsed. Yes, in the first game, they came very close, but 2 times in a row, I'm not very sure it will go down to the wire. I have a gut feel that now a gut feel that yeah, maybe India will win this reasonably easily.
All right. And as we leave, we're going to give you a glimpse of the new T20, new India jersey because it was just launched today. Oops. There we go. That's it. The new sponsor is Apollo Tires. And this is what the jersey will look like. Uh, it looks like a football jersey with the vertical stripes. I'm. What do you guys think? What are your first thoughts, Debashish and Bharat, and then we can close the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Doesn't
first.
it look like? Doesn't it look
reminds
like
me
a
of Mumbai Indians jersey.
really?
I think so. Means obviously, if you leave that orange part, I think it's kind of a means Mumbai Indians one. I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but clearly, but I quite liked it. I quite liked it.
Bharat, to me, it looks like a football jersey with those vertical stripes. I don't think we've ever seen that on an India jersey before.
See, I'm not very big on this jerseys, not the one to analyze jerseys and all. But yes, it looks like somewhat like a football jersey. It looks decent enough. But as I noted, when it comes to accountriments, I'm not known to be pretty good at analyzing it.
It seems like maybe I was wrong because I was doing a quick, Google search on whether or not the Indian cricket team jersey has featured vertical stripes before, but it turns out that it has been there. It was there in the 1993 Hero Cup,
Oh
1996
yes,
World Cup, early 2000s, 2015 World Cup, and even the 2026 T20 World Cup had vertical blue stripes. Really? I don't remember seeing them
yeah,
anywhere.
1993 they had
Ah,
stripes. I'm not very sure whether it was vertical blue stripes, but they had some kind of stripes. That's what I remember from that time. Although I remember more of Sachin Tendulkar's last over to Alan Donald and Brian McMillan. But having said that, there were some stripes. That's what I remember with Azruddin taking the trophy.
all right. On that note, we'll take your leave. It's time for South Africa to go out there and try to chase this total because 358 are a lot of runs. And whether or not they can do it is something we will have to wait and watch. But thank you so much, Debashish and Bharat, for joining. Uh, thank you, everyone who's watching and engaging with us. Thank you for sending in your questions as well. We'll be back at the end of the game. Don't forget to join us then. Stay tuned.